ESPN.
When storms hit or accidents happen, it's not just about property, it's about people. I'm Mandy Grimal-Lococo with Grimal and Associates Insurance. We help families bundle home, auto, and life coverage so you're never facing life's what-ifs alone. With the heavy rains we've seen in Milwaukee, we'll review your policy to be sure water backup, sump pump failures, and flood risks don't drain your wallet. Your home is more than walls and a roof, it's where life happens. At Grimal and Associates Insurance in Shorewood, we're here to protect your home, your family, and your peace of mind. Call us today at 414-332-0838.
It's the most wonderful time to bar crawl. Get ready for Milwaukee's 12th annual 12 Bars of Christmas on December 13th from noon to 5 p.m. 3 festive locations packed with holiday cheer. Your ticket includes a lanyard for food and drink specials, a holiday mug, and free entry at every stop, all while supporting Toys for Tots. Dust off your ugliest sweater, grab your friends, and join the city's biggest Christmas party. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. Head to 12bocwi.com to grab yours now. 21 plus only. Please drink responsibly.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Here's Emmy Award winner, Homer.
The percentage will be the higher, I believe, that it's ever been that he's gone. And yes, you should believe that he's gone. It's a question of if, not when. It's a question of when, not if. I'd be shocked if he left during the season. I don't think the team is that bad. He's hurt and wasn't playing. They can't win without him. No kidding. You can't drive your car without gas. Does that make you think differently about your car? No. I think they convinced him to come back because they said Indy's down, Boston's down. We got a chance to go a little bit in the East in the playoffs, and I still think they do. He must be different. That's what it is. Like he's all of a sudden depressed. I don't know what bothers him. Get healthy. You don't want to be too low. You don't want to have to play an 8 seed and not even to play in the whatever they call it to get in the series at the end. The
play-in
tournament. You just don't want to end up being an 8 because then you got to play number 1 or you want to be like a 6. So the more games he misses, the more games they're going to lose. But I'm just assuming it's his people. Now they're going to think about it in a couple of weeks. But he'd have been gone this year if they would have sent him to the Knicks. And wisely they didn't and tried to put together the best team they could to make a legitimate run at being a good team in the East and maybe win a playoff series for the first time in what? They haven't won a playoff series, I think, since they won the championship, right?
Yeah, they lost the one. Was it 2023? They lost in the first round to the Heat.
He's been hurt all the time. That's the big mistake they made. They didn't do well enough the next year. The only thing that was wrong was he was hurt. Fine, when he's hurt, you're never going to do well in the playoffs. Ever. With Giannis. They should have kept everything together with Drew Holiday. They didn't, but they've tried to do better, and now and then he got hurt again. How many playoffs seasons since then has he been healthy? Maybe one?
The one last year, and he was coming off a couple injuries.
Yeah. I don't know how all of a sudden everything got so bad for this season. Well, they lost one game to the Wizards. Then, but apparently, and I would say it's Giannis' change. Something got to him, and yeah, you shouldn't have lost that game. Fine, but yeah, I said it a year ago. Fine, say it again now. You better go watch him play because will it be the last season in Milwaukee? Yes, and I couldn't argue if they got a ton to trade him in the season. If the deal's off the charts. what's going to you need to know this. Once he leaves, you're going to get all the truth about all the things he influenced in terms of who was picked as the coach and how many things they did for Giannis to keep him here that ended up hurting the team. I don't know. Twice they made both of the selections as head coaches would not have been that way if it had been for anything other than what Giannis wanted or the fear that if they did it their way that Giannis would leave. One of the recent problems of the Bucks, if they have one, is that they listened to do what and did what Giannis wanted, and they shouldn't have. But I don't know. What do? You have to say, sorry, we're going to make this guy the head coach and have to convince him. I don't know the particulars of that. But my point is an understanding of how many decisions were made because of Giannis that you don't like, not because of anybody else, will come out after he's gone. And then you can decide how much you do or don't like Giannis. I mean, I'm incapable of not liking Giannis. I'm sorry. They won a title. Could have won more. Should have won more. I don't know. He's probably close to Dr. J, the way he plays. You know how many Dr. J won?
How many?
One. And they had to bring in Moses Malone. Dr. J wasn't good enough to get it done with the other team, so they brought in Moses Malone. And they won one. So if you're keeping him this year because you wanted to win a playoff series and give it a run, that's, to me, it was worthy. I still think it's worthy of trying. But if he doesn't want to do it and you get a really good deal, go now. Because right now, you got to do what's best for the team, for the future of the Milwaukee Bucks. You got to get the most you can get to help the Bucks be as good as they can be in the future, recognizing they're going to be down. But how much more down can they be than they've been the last few years? They haven't won a playoff series.
I mean, think about the Damian Lillard trade, too, how much he influenced that. And that's how you had to give up what to get Damian Lillard and then what to sign and waive Miles Turner. They should have kept Drew Holiday and gone from there, but they didn't, and they tried that. And I don't know the particulars of there. That's one I don't know how much that was Giannis. It may have been they felt like they had to have somebody who could score at the end of the game, but that was all based on that they didn't simplify. Nothing's wrong. Giannis just got hurt in the playoffs after the championship, and they could have hired me at a very cheap price. Every year Giannis gets hurt in the playoffs, you're toast. We're just deciding what kind. But anyway, so that's the first day. I would say it's accepted that Giannis is gone. You got a championship, though, buddy. You got a ring. You can't ever be sad when you got a ring. You know how? And how I can say that? Ask any Brewers fan. Ask any Brewers fan. They got Zippo. And that's sadness as a sports fan to never have that 1 year where you win a championship. I feel badly for Wisconsin basketball fans. They had a possible championship. They got screwed by the refs in the second half against Duke. Bo Ryan made a mistake by not getting a technical foul early in the second half when he saw that the refs weren't doing it the right way. But because they were close. Football's never been close. Marquette's never been close since they won in 77. The Final Four, but Kansas beat them by 100, I think. I don't know what it was. But that you just want, every fan just needs one. Cubs fans, you got one. Bears fans, if you're older, you got one of the greatest seasons ever. You'd like more, but you don't need more. You just got to have one. You can be lucky and be around the Vince Lombardi Packers and win multiple, or around New England. But got to have one. If anybody gets down on Giannis, we should do a show and people calling in what it was like the night when they won the championship. When he made all the free throws, when he had 50 points. They're champions. That's forever. Can't take that away. You'd like more? You'd like more for Favre. You'd like more for Rodgers. That's nothing. Depression is zero. Zero. Got to talk to somebody else. Cubs fans, don't tell me how bad it is. You got one. Boston Red Sox fans, you got one. Brewers fans, it's the worst. People, how many people lived and died and never saw that one season? All right, enough, because we got like 100 things to do. Do we even have time for Rain Man now? I don't care. Every question should be, do you love Giannis? Yes, 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 yes. 15. Greatest 15 and 0. All right, Rain Man, 1-800-990-3776. Caller number 5. Caller number 5. We have a new leader at 10, I believe. Pretty sure about that. Rain Man is brought to you by Saganiac Planning, named synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service, and doing it well for over 50 years. That's how they can be so good. How do you know all this stuff? It's just complicated. Not when you're doing it well for over 50 years. You got it figured out. Saganiac Planning, named synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service for over 50 years. Phone number you can remember, 783. That's all you need to know, 783. Saganiac Planning, 262-783. Roger Maris, 6161. And also, our great partner, Cousin Subs, who said, Homer, listen, we don't care if somebody stinks. If they're calling number 5 and they get 0 correct, does not matter. They still get the $25 gift card. And if they win the competition, and we have 2 a year, this one will finish at the end of the year, that person wins Cousin Subs for a year worth about $300. So thanks to Cousin Subs. And also, and you should thank them if you stink, because I wouldn't be giving you a $25 gift card, but they set the rules. It's their gift card. So thanks to Cousin Subs, thanks to Saganiac Planning. The first question is the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question, because they've been such a great sponsor. And I just do want to thank all the Marquette players who contributed to the win over Valpo. This would have been a tough day had they lost the game, and it really doesn't matter all the particulars you'd like to get into. The scorebook and the yearbook and the record book will say Marquette over Valpo. How'd that game? Do you remember anything about that game? Nope, nothing. They won in overtime. That's what I remember. Joining us now.
They went 1-0 that game. That's all I remember.
They went 1-0. There you go. And there are other things that stand out, but just win, move on. Joe in Milwaukee is our contestant, as I like to say. I don't care about Joe. I mean, I hope all things are well, but I'm not going to ask. I do want to know his Rain Man resume to give us an indication of what we might have in the next 15 questions. Joe, your history, please.
I was tied at 7 until whoever got 10.
Oh, yes. And that means you're now available again. Those are the rules. If you're the leader or tied for the lead, you cannot participate. We have had numerous competitions, numerous segments where we finished in a tie. The first question is the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question. You ready to go?
Ready.
Here we go. Joe, 3, 2, 1, go. He scored 40 points and a half for Marquette.
Marcus Howard.
Correct. Bill Russell, 13 NBA seasons. How many NBA titles?
11.
Correct. Michael Jordan, 6 titles. How many seasons?
12.
Incorrect. LeBron James, 23 seasons. How many titles?
4.
Correct. LeBron James made how many final appearances in a row?
6.
Incorrect. The pride of Tosa East. He was the Marquette star my first year doing Marquette play-by-play.
Pass.
Bears, since 2010, lost to the Packers in the NFC Championship game. How many playoff appearances since 2010?
1.
Incorrect. Bears are 9-3. What was the record last season?
4 and 13.
Incorrect. The Packers since the 2010 Super Bowl. How many for the Packers playoff appearances?
8.
Incorrect. Is number 14 retired by the Packers?
Pass.
His number 89 retired by the Bears.
Pass.
How many seasons has Giannis played for the Bucks?
11.
Incorrect. How many regular season MVP awards for Giannis?
1.
Incorrect. Giannis, 15th pick in the 2013 NBA draft. Who was number 1?
Bennett.
Correct. As far as winning percentage of the NBA Eastern Conference 15 teams, where are the Bucks currently ranked?
10.
Incorrect. His number 14 retired by the Packers.
The Tosi East one, let's go with Steve Novak. I don't know.
Steve Novak is incorrect, and my partner right now would be very upset. The pride of Tosi East. He was the Marquette star my first year doing Marquette play-by-play. That would be my current partner, Tony Smith.
Yeah.
But that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think.
I got 4.
You got 4. All right, let's see how Will does filling in. He scored 40 points and a half for Marquette. Yes, Marcus Howard. The belief last night was trying to judge whether that's better than Dominique James against Valpo. Scored the final 18 points for Marquette, including a 3 with seconds remaining to win the game by 3. I don't know which is better, 40 and a half or the last 18. I don't know. Bill Russell, 13 NBA seasons. That's right, 11 titles. This is when you have to realize how great he was. So Michael Jordan had 15 seasons, and he had 6 titles. Nice try. LeBron James, 23 seasons, and has 4 titles. LeBron James did make the final appearances. How many years in a row, Will?
Let's go 4.
8. Joe said 6. The Bears, since the 2010 loss to the Packers in the NFC Championship, how many playoff appearances?
I believe it's 3.
2.
2018, 2020.
Yep, or whatever. I don't know the years. What were the Bears last season?
5 and 12.
5 and 12, correct. While the Bears have 2, since that 2010 Super Bowl, 2010, and they beat the Bears, how many playoff appearances since 2010? The Bears have 2.
Joe guessed 7, I think.
11. Joe is not an old football fan. What number 14 retired by the Packers?
Who is that?
Yeah, do you know?
I have no idea.
Don Hudson. His number 89 retired by the Bears.
Yes, that's Ditka.
That is Mike Ditka. How many seasons has Giannis played for the Bucks?
14.
13.
Oh.
How many regular season MVP awards for Giannis?
2.
2 is correct. And yes, I should have given Mike extra points. Anthony Bennett was the first player taken. That was the toughest one of the group. And as far as winning percentage of the NBA Eastern Conference 15 teams, where are the Bucks currently ranked?
11th.
11th is correct, which, you know, it's no big deal because they've been playing without Giannis in a lot of games. Joe, are you still there? Were the questions hard or just not your area of expertise?
No, they were perfect.
Well, you're pretty honest. That's pretty good. Which should you have known that you didn't? The numbers were pretty tough. I thought some of those were going to be difficult. I mean, how do you know how many years?
Probably the retired jerseys should have gotten. I don't know, a couple other ones.
I mean, Giannis 13 years, Michael Jordan 15 years. Some of those are pretty tough. Tony Smith. Next time you see him, Joe, say, Tony, I'm sorry, I should have known that.
I will apologize when I see him.
There you go. I wouldn't go that far. You don't have to apologize. I say I was going to apologize, but Homer said I don't have to. Joe, thanks for playing. You can try it again because the leader is still at 10. Thanks, Joe.
Appreciate it.
Jason Wilde next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
A bit slow on the westbound side of 94 from about 20th Street all the way to Hawley Road. On the eastbound side, we got backups coming out of the Barker Road area towards Brookfield Road. Back on the brakes just east of Highway 100 to Hawley Road. Southbound on 41, we got backups from Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton. Back on the brakes south of Greenfield Avenue, down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. On the northbound side, we've got backups from Mayfair Road all the way up to Silver Spring as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Brutal night tonight. Gradual clearing, frigid with the low of 2 above, wind chills of 5 below to 15 below. Tomorrow, sunny and cold, the high only getting up to 14. Weather is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, offering the perfect holiday gift. A memorable experience with the Bartolotta gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com, and happy holidays, Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
You have to understand what game you need to play. Not everything is the same. And LaFleur said that in his postgame. You have to understand, what do you need to do to win?
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Sometimes you can get by being a little more conservative. Other times, you have to match fire with fire. That's what yesterday was. We went for it and we executed. They didn't.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
It's the holiday season, a special time to celebrate with family, friends, and coworkers. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Let us help you with your holiday celebration. Whether you're having a small family gathering, a bigger bash with friends and relatives, or a company party, we've got everything you need at the lowest prices in town. Discount Liquor is your one-stop gift shop with over 100 varieties of liquor, beer, and wine gift sets for everyone on your list. Visit us today at 51st and Oklahoma in Milwaukee and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com. And from our family to yours, have a happy and safe holiday season.
Discount liquor.
Homer here for Window Nation's end of the year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end of the year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. On windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient, you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day. Lifetime warranty and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
At every meeting, at every new beginning, at every celebration, we make better happen. At Cousin Subs, better is more than just a word. It's a promise we serve at every party. Our customizable party boxes, box lunches, party chips, and dozen cookie boxes offer the options you need to please any crowd. Whatever the occasion, we will never settle for being just good enough. Order on our mobile app or online at cousinsubs.com. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday Extended event. Now through Wednesday, shop extended Black Friday savings store-wide, up to 50% off or more while supplies last. Like 40-piece Rubbermaid food storage sets over half off, just $9.99. Shop extended Black Friday savings on Dickies Automotive Interior Accessories, all 25% off. Rewards members save 30%. And 159-piece Craftsman Mechanics tool set over half off. Don't miss extended Black Friday deals only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Everybody needs Packer information from Jason Wilde, especially about the Packers getting a guy on the practice squad. You've never heard of him, but you hope you will, because apparently he is definitely going to play. But I will defer to Jason on this, because I can't admit like I know anything about the guy other than that he's big and is a defensive lineman. Yes, Jason.
Good evening, Homer. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm good. I appreciate you asking. Are you talking about Jordan Riley?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yes.
Hey, played at Oregon for a year after playing, I think, at Nebraska first. I was out talking to Jordan Love in the hallway when Riley was talking, who spells his Jordan the same way that Bill Belichick's girlfriend spells it, apparently, with an O-N at the end. But yeah, he's big and he's excited to be added to he's on the 53. They signed him off of the Giants practice squad. So this is a guy that obviously he is going to be a part of their
rotation
group. And I would say this, it's probably not a great sign for the availability of Carl Brooks, who obviously is been dealing with an ankle injury, didn't play on Thanksgiving, and didn't practice today. So or he did practice, but I don't know how much whether or not he's going to be ready to play or not. So they needed some depth there. Whether or not he's cleared to play on Sunday will probably dictate how much they need Jordan Riley to play. But he was listed. Carl Brooks was listed as a limited participant on the injury report, so that's better than not practicing at all. But this ankle's been a problem for him. Lucas Van Ness did not practice, so they're going to most likely be without him for another week. So that's not necessarily encouraging at defensive end. But look, this is, if you look at the way the Bears ran the ball in that Black Friday game, a lot of it was, not only did they run it really well, but a lot of it was up the middle. And so those guys there, and then obviously the linebackers behind them, those interior defensive linemen, they're going to have to do their job, and they're going to have to do it without Devontae Wyatt. So I would think you'll get a heavy dose, obviously, of Colby Wooden, who has started all 12 games next to Devontae Wyatt when Devontae Wyatt was healthy, and then it'll be a rotation of guys next to him. But I would expect that Colby Wooden will be the kind of the linchpin of them stopping the run up the middle.
Hearing from people, anything stand out?
Yeah, I think, and I think Tausch kind of made this point this morning on our show that, it's almost as if now, because it's the rarity of it being a matchup that actually means something, that it's almost like everybody wants to make sure they say nice things about the rival and don't say anything that delivers bulletin board fodder, like Ben Johnson's remark back in January. Because like Jordan Love doesn't, it's just another game, which we know is not true. But I did not hear anything that was inflammatory today. I guess probably fans will be disappointed by that.
But that's him. If you expect anything, he'll never have he's you know him better, but he's boring. There's nothing. There's no energy. There's nothing, and that's not.
I was not expecting anything incendiary.
When's the last time you got any juice from Jordan Love about anything?
There's not. I would say there's probably been. This is year 3 of the starter. Of him as the starter. I would say he's probably good for something. Maybe twice a season.
Right.
So,
and I want to emphasize that's
his
not a negative.
Was more. No, I'm not complaining either. It's just different, right?
Don't ask him to be something he's not in terms of whatever that is. He can be a good leader. I don't know how he's a leader, but you just can't ask somebody. That's not him.
No, it definitely isn't. And our buddy Rob Domofsky asked him about.
You ask him, why are you boring?
No, he did not ask him that. I'm sure he was tempted to. But he asked him about Ben Johnson's comment at the first press conference about LaFleur and whether or not, obviously you want to win the game anyway, but does it give a little extra? You want to win it for your coach. And Love gave him nothing, which is, like you said, not surprising. But, the angle that I'm intrigued by, and I don't know if anybody in the Chicago media said anything to Caleb Williams, but I've told you, and I think the first time I said it was actually on your show a year ago, was that from a storyteller's perspective, I want Caleb Williams to emerge as a really good quarterback, just like Jordan Love is emerging as a really good quarterback, because for me, not for fans, as we've debated back and forth, but certainly for me, I just think it's a lot more interesting when the Packers and Bears are good simultaneously. And that has happened so rarely, and it's not like I'm the new kid on the beat. Like, this is, 30 seasons, and I got here after Favre, obviously, but Favre 22-10, Rodgers 25-5, Love 3-1. I mean, it's all the stuff of the 70s and 80s, and it's flipped, and that's why the all-time season series has flipped in the Packers' direction, and the pendulum has swung so significantly. And so for me, and I plan to be doing this as long as you've been doing what you do, because I love what I do, and I don't have any plans to retire early. I think it would be really interesting if for the next decade these two dudes are at quarterback, and it's like Brady versus Manning, who weren't. I don't think they were in the same division for all of that. They may have been in the same division for some of it. I'm not sure. But before they had the NFC South and everything else, maybe not. But those guys were always competing to win the AFC and go to the Super Bowl. And Brady had the upper hand, but at least there was that quarterback rivalry. And so it would be great if it ended up being Caleb Williams versus Jordan Love every year for winning the division. For me, and I was thinking about this when we were talking to Jordan, like, who does Rodgers have that was his rival, right? It wasn't really Matthew Stafford, because for many of those years that Matthew Stafford was with the Lions weren't that good. I guess maybe it was Jay Cutler, sort of.
Yeah, I would say that's it.
But they beat the Bears so much. But they beat the Bears so often that it didn't really feel like that was. I mean, geez, the guy was 25-5 against the Bears. Paul is and my godson Isaac, who's a grown man now, but he was trying to get tickets to Bears Steelers last Sunday, or the previous Sunday, because he wanted to see Rodgers play in person one more time, and he ended up not playing because of that broken wrist. And he probably wishes he hadn't played then subsequently. But I don't know about you, like that's on a rivalry for Rodgers versus Jay Cutler. So I would like to see that. I don't know if it'll materialize. I'm still not sure what Caleb Williams is. I'm not sure that Bears fans are certain of it either. I know right now he's a guy that completes less than 59% of his passes.
Yeah, I don't. I think Jay Cutler is underappreciated because he's not appreciated at all. But there was some success, certainly by Bears standards, during his time. Isn't he the all-time leading quarterback, I think, for the Bears in passing yards or stuff like that? Anyway,
I don't know what. I don't know what.
I mean, Rex Grossman made him to a Super Bowl, and of course, that's the standard that
he did.
That jumps for everybody.
Apparently, there's also a bodybuilder named Jay Cutler, as I Google it. Jay Cutler, the Bears during the Jay Cutler era, which was 2009, which would have been Rodgers' second season as the Packers starter, because Cutler was in Denver for his first 3 seasons. So Cutler was there 2009 through 16.
Mm-hmm.
Then he spent 17 with Miami, and then he was out of football. His QB record during his Bears stint was exactly 500. He started 102 games, and in those 102 games, the Bears won 51 games, and they lost 51 games. So definitely not Brady versus Manning. And they obviously, Cutler and Rodgers faced each other for all the marbles to go to the Super Bowl in 2010.
Yep.
Right? And Cutler gets hurt, gets criticized for leaving the game with an injury. Rodgers didn't play well in that game. He will tell you to this day that
worst
his best
playoff game ever, probably.
Right, and he will tell you to this day that his best play was tackling Urlacher on the interception he threw at the goal line. Right? He basically saves the game there. In the when the Packers won that game on the last day of the season in Chicago, when Rodgers hit Randall Cobb for the 48-yard touchdown on 4th down with whatever it was, a minute left. Jay Cutler's numbers that day, 15 of 24 for 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So I mean, he was good-ish, and the Packers win 33-28. One team. Would the Packers finish 8-7-1 in that season, and that's what sent them to the playoffs?
I'm obsessed now to getting back to Jordan Love and when you've seen him irritated or emotional. Because I'm with a never.
I've seen his version of irritated is not the same as say your version of irritated or Mark Tauscher's.
Because it's not irritated. He's incredibly cool.
Irritated. He's not a robot.
Cool as a no, it's not a robot. He's cool as a. Did they say cool as a cucumber? What do they say? Cool.
Cucumber.
Yeah, I mean, I think that should be viewed as a plus. Nothing bothers him on the field. He shows an ability to come back from mistakes very easily and very well. But I stand by. You have never seen him irritated, ever.
Yeah, I'm more heartened by the fact that that Will, who is a young person compared to me and certainly compared to you, said cool as a cucumber is still a thing because, I'm still trying to get all the lingo that my 2 high schoolers
I mean, wouldn't that be one of his strengths right now for Jordan Love? Because he's had some games where he didn't start real well and then has shown an ability to come back and play really well at the end. And he's boring.
He's great about being even keeled.
Yes,
there's no question about that. And as I've said many times, I'm obviously in no way, shape, or form qualified to play in the National Football League. I never pretended that I was. But we've all been on teams, and we've all had good teammates, and we've all had not so great teammates that were maybe selfish or what have you. We've played with teammates that were good leaders, that were invested in everybody on our team and cared about them, and guys that didn't. We've had ones that knew the right buttons to push with each player, and then we had leaders that would push the same button, which was usually yelling and screaming, with every player. And Jordan Love, I would say that if I was on his team for whatever sport it would be, I just really appreciate his approach.
Right. But you have experienced very, very, very few Packer players that have shown less emotion than he does. You're more aware of it because he's a quarterback, but...
Yeah, I mean, look, he's obviously very different than his predecessor, right? I mean, we saw...
He's different from everyone.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I Matt Flynn didn't start a ton of games here, but Matt Flynn had a similar personality.
Oh.
Everybody loves Matt Flynn. Ask Tausch. Tausch loves Matt Flynn.
I'm going to ask Tausch if he ever saw him irritated or emotional.
Yeah, I think he's just, Flynn's got a really good,
he played in LSU, right?
Personality. Yeah, yes, he did, and he sat for 4 years. And then finally, as a fifth-year senior,
I want to
ask
him about Jordan Love
and wins a national title.
Yeah.
I've got his number. I'll connect you guys.
I don't know if I have enough time with only 48 minutes. All right, Jason, thanks for the time. Always a pleasure. I look forward to one day when you say, Homer, you reminded me of Jordan Love today.
I will ask Jordan the next time I have an opportunity to just.
When was the last time you were mad?
What do you look like when you're mad? Yeah, and when does give me some examples of when that happened? I will put that on my to-do list. It probably won't be tomorrow though.
All right, thanks.
All right, Homer, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, all Packers all the time. Sorry, I went off on that because it's not meant to be a negative on. But if he doesn't play well, that's what'll be said.
It's different. Like guys like Baker Mayfield, they play angry.
Well, but everybody has some emotion. We have never seen any emotion from Jordan Love. I would go back and wonder about maybe the Dallas game when they won in the playoffs. Or
I would argue some guys just don't have emotion or don't show it. Maybe
I know,
behind
but
closed doors. But...
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just want him to say it or somebody else to say, Homer, I actually saw Jordan Love mad once or irritated.
Or crying.
No, I don't know. It doesn't.
You want to make him cry?
No, it doesn't have to be crying. It can be anything. It can be smiling. It can be laughing. Have you ever seen any? Have you?
I think so.
Okay, you think so. You think so. You cannot think of one time where Jordan Love has shown any emotion at all. And again, I want to emphasize that people can say whatever they want, and I don't care. It's not meant as a negative at all because he's shown the ability to come back in games when he started poorly. But people can't even think of an emotion they've seen. Like, I need him to cry. No, you don't. How often do you see him smile?
Not often.
Whatever, yes.
What about when he was eating his turkey leg after they won on? I think he definitely smiled then.
I guess.
It might have been a little manufactured.
No,
but.
I don't. Again, I would not say that he ever makes anything up. He doesn't.
I think that's a good thing. That
yes,
he's not showing emotion.
all of it's good. That's who he is.
Yeah.
And remember the one time when somebody said was it LaFleur? They needed to be a leader or something like that. Yeah. No. You don't need him to be anything other than what he is. Now, if the players need to be certain things, or maybe if you want somebody emotional, find some other player at some other position that can fill that role, because that's not his role. That's not who he is. And you don't ever want to ask a player to be not themselves for whatever benefit you think it gives the team, because every player will go, he's just doing that because the coach asked him to do that. That's not him. It's good if he didn't. Said, sorry, coach, that's not who I am. Someone told me to yell once. That's what I told them. That's not who I am. I'll listen to another show. So be it. Fisco Auto Body, family business, owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are on Forest Home and Franklin, and they're still doing it. So a family business, it means, when your car's worked on, it's worked on by a Fisco. Imagine how young they were when they started doing this. On Forest Home and Franklin, expert workmanship guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. Fisco. So you remember the name. Tune into the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR benefits consultant. Locked In, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson, takes you inside the team's pursuit of a championship. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. I'm next, and TVV is very soon.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The right lane is closed on 41 southbound at the ramp from Good Hope Road. We've got more delays continuing all the way down to Capitol Drive. The northbound side is backed up from Mayfair Road all the way up to Silver Spring. Eastbound 94 is still tightening up a bit through the Barker Road area, and then back on the brakes out of the Zoo interchange all the way through the Stadium interchange to about 35th. Westbound 94 backing up from 17th Street to Hawley Road. Southbound 43, watch for the backups from Keefe down through the Marquette down to the KK River. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles. They have the perfect gift idea for you, a holiday design gift box filled with all your favorite Kringle flavors. Go to Kringle.com or call 800-4DANISH to order. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, gradual clearing, frigid, a low of 2. Wind chills will be 5 below to 15 below. Tomorrow, sunny and cold, a high of 14. Weather is brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Easy and affordable apparel personalization with no minimums and fast turnaround. For all your printing needs, bigfrog.com/Mequon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The holidays are full of moments worth saving. Family dinners, cozy nights, holiday parties that last all night. And Carbless makes every one of them better. Crisp, refreshing, and full of flavor. 0 sugars, 0 carbs, and only 100 calories and gluten-free. Carbless is the gift that keeps on giving. A guilt-free cocktail that never compromises on taste, turning every sip into a little celebration. This season, bring bliss to every holiday moment with Carbless. Full of flavor, no compromise.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the ring. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
It all began 53 years ago with one belief. Every family deserves support, and every child deserves a safe place to learn and grow. When you join the team at La Causa, you support giving children a chance to learn, to grow, to dream. Their team doesn't just show up for work, they show up for the community. As teachers, caretakers, clinicians, and social workers, united by compassion, education, and opportunity, help change lives every day by embarking upon a rewarding career at La Causa. Apply today at lacausa.org/careers.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
This holiday season, celebrate where Milwaukee comes together. 3rd Street Market Hall. Whether you're planning a private party, a semi-private gathering, or a festive social night out, we've got the space, the flavor, and the fun to make it unforgettable. With incredible local food vendors, craft cocktails, and built-in entertainment like shuffleboard, games, and more, your group will have a holiday party they'll talk about all year long. Visit thirdstreetmarkethall.com for more information on booking your event.
Tim Van Voren is brought to you by The Ticket King, your local and most trusted source for Green Bay football tickets. Visit theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I don't have much time. Yes, our Discount Leader Twitter poll question. Will give us the update in just a second after I tell you about 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities. Know this, 300 acres. 300 acres, that's a city. So you can do whatever you want, however you want, a top-ranked full continuum community offering active adult and independent living, assisted living and memory care, skilled nursing and rehab, incredible wellness programs, long list of activities. That's what you can do with 300 acres and a great staff that is the most important part. Everybody knows that who's been in this world. But what you don't expect is 300 acres, 3 Pillars, senior living communities. See for yourself, 3pillars.org. All right, what do we got? The question is this Giannis's last season, the Bucks? Did you put that up or did I forgot?
We put it up.
Yeah.
It is 100%. Yes. This will be Giannis's last season.
How many votes?
10 so far.
Oh, okay.
That's still pretty good. 10 for 10.
No, this is it. It's over. It ends today. So now if you want to go see him play and if people are not nice and appreciate all that he's done, then we're going to have to do a show where everybody can tell how they remember. The championship, one. You want more than one, but you got to have one. And if you don't believe me, ask any Brewer fan. They just want one. They just want that one season. You got it with Giannis. Tim Van Voren next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
The problem is you can say all you want about being process-driven, but your process can be right, and if the execution sucks, you lose that game yesterday.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
That's great that you went for it on all 3 of those 4th downs, and you netted 2 touchdowns, but that's because your players did the job. They got it done. And in other games, they haven't.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at 3 Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's just it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit 3 Pillars with living longer.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
He sounded so good. He sounded so sincere.
Lane Kiffin stood up there being introduced as the new LSU head coach. He had his purple tie on. He said he didn't want to know about his salary from LSU. It was all about the money for the kids and the assistants. Bravo, Lane. Bravo. In the Bible Belt, those kind of churchy things will go very, very far involving the masses, especially now the masses are you being in charge of the LSU congregation. Well, Lane Kiffin, that Lane Kiffin has to be over. It's got to be a different Lane Kiffin. I'm not talking about a master recruiter or a master play caller. For the first time, Lane Kiffin will have to show some sincerity if people are actually going to believe he is the guy that can bring a championship again to LSU or multiple championships for LSU. That sermon was good on Monday. Going forward, it better be a better preacher going forward for Lane Kiffin. In 60 seconds, RELAX on the Patriots.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
They've been an unbelievably terrific story, that team up in New England, when it comes to the Patriots. And Drake May, his second-year quarterback, what he's been able to do. Former Patriots player Mike Vrabel, what he's been able to infuse that kind of ability and also reliability regarding his playoff team. The last place you want to play is in January in New England against a Patriots team. But people are starting to put it out there. Oh, my goodness. This is the beginning of a new dynasty. Whoa. This new dynasty has not even won one playoff game yet involving New England. Now, should they be the odds-on favorites out of the AFC? It depends on who's not or who's in the playoffs. That will go a long way because certain teams have a bad matchup problem. The Patriots are good right now. That doesn't mean they won't be good in the playoffs. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman of ESPN Radio's Freddie and Harry.
Rain Man is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Purchase $30 worth of Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a certificate for a free 7.5-inch sub. It's the gift that keeps on giving from Cousin Subs. This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The three most important letters in sports. Even better than those.
TVV.
It's Fox 6 Sports Director Tim Van Voren on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN. Tim Van Voren is brought to you by The Ticket King, your local and most trusted source for Green Bay football tickets. Visit theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007.
And I apologize. Way too little time for Tim Van Voren, Fox 6 Sports, so I can't tell you all his awards. He's won many. TVV, the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Will this be Giannis's last season in Milwaukee? No answer has credibility until we get yours.
I'm going to say yes, it will be his final season in Milwaukee.
Have you ever thought that or said that before? It is 78% yes. I think this is the first day in which people, the majority, and I can't speak for them, but I am right now, are saying, yeah, he's gone. So.
Yeah, I think it is probably the first time I've thought that, and I guess watching the Monday night game really was jarring for me in Washington. Just the way he played, this is deteriorating.
Yeah, and I need to talk to him. Dude, you were hurt. That's why they lost games. You lost to a bad team. There have been times where the teams look good. It's about winning a playoff series and trying to make a little run with the injury in Boston and Indy. I don't know what's gotten him so depressed.
I don't know. And such a precipitous drop this season. They got off to I would say a promising start. And then, the injury with Giannis and, they were scuffling a little bit when he got hurt and then boom, just off the cliff. I don't know why it's all falling apart, and I don't know why this has piqued him quite so much.
Yeah. And clearly it's I don't want to move on because I'm excited about the Packers, but not about this game because I want to see what happens in the next 5 games because that's what we're going to find out. And I do want to know if you're feeling a little better about the Packers because I think I am.
Well, you called me on it going into the Detroit game. I did pick Detroit to win, but the Packers, as we talked about last week, Homer, playing better, cutting down mistakes, cutting down sacks, eliminating some of those missed assignments. The offensive line looks a lot better.
Yes, I want to lead with that. I think that's the biggest change.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. That offensive line was continually shooting itself in the foot with penalties and alignment mistakes and just busts in blocking. You didn't see that last week. You didn't really see that against the Giants. I think that this line is playing better. Aaron Banks looked like a major miss. In the last couple of weeks, he's actually looked pretty good. And I'd say Anthony Belton definitely should be on the field right now. And Sean Ryan's been an upgrade over Elton Jenkins at center. I don't know if they would have expected that, but that's been true. So if this group can gel a little bit, you're going to be outdoors Sunday. You're going to be outdoors at Denver. You're going to be outdoors on a Saturday night against Chicago. You're going to be outdoors against the Ravens. Guess who needs to play well? The offensive line.
Yeah. I want to know about the rushing defense because I think it's a problem, yet they made all the big plays when they had to against Detroit, stopping Gibbs. How many did they have him in behind the line of scrimmage, which then forced and created other plays that were huge, but they existed only because of I can think of 3 for sure, where they got him behind the line of scrimmage. So I think they can defend the run, but I don't feel good until you say, Homer, whatever.
I know that they played well defensively against the Lions on the ground. I think they did. You're going to give up some, but they were the winner in that matchup on Thanksgiving Day. They weren't against the Giants the week before. Well, yeah, and they weren't the week before, even when you still had Devontae Wyatt, against the Giants, who are not a thumping team, and they thumped you. So, I think you have to look at that as well.
I do.
Now you subtract Devontae Wyatt from that. I think it is a concern. I could not believe what the Bears did to the Eagles on Black Friday. To me, that was a statement game for the Chicago Bears. But then you look at since the Week 5 bye, they've had the best offense in the NFL, best rushing offense in the NFL. Power back, so he's kind of a compliment to DeAndre Swift. They have some, they threaten you with that running attack. So I'm curious to see how the Packers do in this matchup. I did like what Green Bay did against Detroit. Again, I say they won that game in terms of the matchup. They didn't win the week before in that matchup against the Giants.
And any other, I always want the Tim Van Born Scouting Bureau. Anybody? I think I want to know who you think is the number 2 wide receiver, because I think it's Wicks.
I think the Packers would like it to be Wicks. I think it's Reed.
Oh, yeah, well, when he comes back. Yeah.
Right. And, Dobbs still makes his catches, but I think the Packers would like it to be Wicks. But I do think it's Reed.
Should I be more negative? I seem to have accepted that there's no Tucker Kraft and that the offense can still be whatever word you want to use.
They've morphed now. They've gotten away from the tight end.
Yes.
What do they throw? 2 passes to the tight end a game now because that's not what they have. So I do think they've transitioned there a little bit. Homer, if they split with the Bears, how do you feel about the Packers' playoff chances?
No, they're making the playoffs. It's about of these 5 games. I expect to split with the Bears. Yeah.
So do I. So what do they do in the playoffs if they split those 2 games? What do you think about it?
They win a game.
Okay.
How about you?
Then it's still going to come back to that being the story. What do they do?
Yeah, they got to win a game in the playoffs.
However they got there.
They got to win a game in the playoffs.
However they got there.
Yes.
Yeah,
they don't win a game in the
there.
playoffs. I don't want to ask your opinion. You'll say it nicely, but as I say with John Anderson, it'll be more salt than sugar. All right, let's see what happens. Next 5 games, but everybody's excited about this one, understandably so. All right, thanks, TVV.
See you, Homer.
Tim Van Born, Fox 6 Sports. I know we're going to Potty. We're going to Pato. I think the money, the big money is on the Bears and the points. That's what I think. That's what the way the pros are going. especially this year with a lot of underdogs. But I don't know anything. Let's go and find out what they know at Pato.
Well, westbound 894 still has an accident right at the ramp from Loomis. The right shoulder is blocked, so watch out for that. But otherwise, just a little bit of a